LANDSHARK.
Oh, Walter. LANDSHARK. Honest to God.
Hey everybody, welcome back to House of Grey Rabbit. I'm your host, as always, Grey Rabbit 80, and the Robin to my Batman, it's prime time.
How y'all doing?
This month is Shark Month here at House of Grey Rabbit. I really expected some sort of encounter with the mouse. Like, I expected something. But luckily, nothing. So, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but we decided that we were going to do Shark Month. Our first of many, many bad shark movies. Just the title of these alone tells me they're going to be bad, okay? So, what are we watching first, bro?
LANDSHARK.
LANDSHARK. Ugh. Okay, are you ready?
I guess so.
Alright. We'll be right back. I don't understand.
What the hell?
I really don't know. I have a strong feeling that this was made by the same people that made Amityville Exorcism.
I'm beginning to wonder, considering that one of the actors was from Amityville Exorcism.
Yeah, the fishing captain.
Fishing captain, yes.
Ugh. LANDSHARK. So let's talk about LANDSHARK, shall we? Let's talk about our cast,
Which is not that big.
which is not that big at all. We have first, let's go in order of appearance, just so it's easier to conduct the list. You have Blondie, who's her assistant. Lucinda, excuse me. We're going to call her Blondie.
Blondie, yeah.
Then you have main guy, doctor guy.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have the old boss lady. Then you have Random Victim 1, which is girl in a bikini. Then you have Random Victim 2, which is the telephone guy. Then
Random Victim 3 and 4.
which were
The photographer and the
and
model.
the model.
Yes.
Totally forgot they were even in the movie.
Yes.
And
the
then after
Prius.
that,
And you gotta have the Prius.
and let's not forget the sea captain and the boat hand
Yes.
at the very beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And that is a tight wrapped up list of the cast of this film.
The entire cast.
Now keep in mind, once again, we are only using nicknames because it's easier for us to talk about instead of remembering character names. We do this pretty much every episode. Now, moving on to the plot for LANDSHARK. Okay, I'm going to try to give it as quickly and loosely as possible without going too fast. Here we go. A company is genetically breeding sharks by adding adaptive cells to them. The reason is to create a super weapon that is a shark that can attack on land as well as at sea. Okay. Some of the sharks crawl out of the tank and go off and kill people and then come back. Now it's noted at the beginning of the film, even though Dr. Dude, our main guy, knows nothing about what happened other than the I almost said fish. They're not fish, they're sharks.
Yes.
He only knows that 2 of the sharks got out of the tank somehow and then came back. But yet when he's talking to his boss, he then makes the statement that they could be out of water
For about 20 minutes to an hour.
20 minutes to an hour. And after that, maybe like 5 minutes later, that rule gets thrown right out the window. Because there are no rules for the sharks. Now this is it's just a statement. He could be wrong, which he is. Because the fact that they've been doing this, apparently our main character, Dr. Guy, has been injecting himself with the same cells.
Basically what it is, from what he explains, is that they've been injecting human cells into the sharks so they can go on land, and he's been injecting himself with shark DNA.
Still don't make no sense.
No.
Still no sense. He continuously has nightmares of him becoming a man shark. I just had to hold in a laugh on that one, sorry. The boss then tells him to get rid of all the sharks. So he proceeds to electrocute them all with one touch of a button. Boop. And you get this horrible animation
Of electricity.
of electricity killing all the sharks. Which is just the animation of what looks like electricity over stock footage of sharks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and he has a shark that's in a fish tank in his office that really is just a static digital picture of a shark that's going the whole time.
And you'll see the fin moving back and forth.
So our intrepid hero, Dr. Guy, and Blondie set out on a mission to find the sharks and eliminate them one by one, using,
Laser guns.
which are water pistols that are spray painted black. And let's not forget Shark Detector, which is just a drone control.
The whole red light.
If you subject yourself to this movie, you are guaranteed to hear a beeping noise for 3/4 of it.
Yes.
And it goes on constantly. And it's the dang shark detector going off. And it doesn't really beep like it beeps, but you think it would do more.
Yeah. You would think that the red light would show. You know, the red light only shows like every so often.
Yeah, and as they're talking, and constantly throughout the entire thing, you're subject to beep, 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 and it goes on and on and on. So anyway, they hunt down the sharks, which the sharks start out, okay, so like our first shark.
You never really see it.
Right.
You'll see the fin
And the mouth.
and the mouth,
And that's it.
which it growls.
Yes, because sharks growl. Known fact. Look it up. Secondly, you've got the next shark, which is a puppet. And we're talking like puppet.
Like you can tell it's a freaking puppet.
Now,
That has the ability to climb on top of houses.
Now.
And all the blood is definitely fake.
yeah, well, wait a minute. We're not even finished with the sharks
I
yet.
know.
Because then you get to last shark, which is a rubber shark that has been superimposed into the scene and is manipulated by someone's hand.
Yes.
That's it. Now, the only other shark that we can take into is, spoiler alert, in the last scene, we find out that there's more experiments out there, and a giant fin that is animated comes out of the water next to a pier as children scream. Now, we're neglecting, though, the most important part, and that is after they kill all the sharks, she conveniently walks away from him only to return to find that he tells her about injecting himself
Yeah.
and then turns into man shark.
Man shark.
Man shark looks kind of the cross between a shark, the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's just weird. He's man shark for about
5 seconds.
5 seconds, where she shoves her fingers, while he's choking her, shoves her fingers into his gills and apparently causes him to revert back into the doctor, who then tells her about the other experiments
Yes.
before dying. And then, of course, we get the giant fin, and that's the end of the movie.
That's the movie.
Now, I'm going to tell you that I've seen garbage. I've seen horrendous cinema. I have subjected myself over the years, even before you joined me. I watched things like Idaho Transfer. I watched things like Alien Contamination. I watched things that my brain burned away just to allow me to watch more bad stuff. And every so often, especially here lately, oh my God, This was bad from the first 5 minutes. The thing that starts it off has got to be, for me, the fact that we have the sea captain who's standing at a rail, who they have just draped a life preserver ring over with some rope, and he's looking into the sea. Now it's nighttime where he's at, but the sea shot is of sun on waves. And then the shot from the shark's point of view is underwater during the day. And then it goes back to the sea captain and the sea hand, or the boat hand, I said sea hand, the boat hand. And here's the thing about it, it's like when it shows them on the boat,
there's trees behind them.
There's trees behind them. There's obviously trees.
Lend me a hand, lad. Let's see what the ocean has given us this evening.
Yes, sir.
I pointed them out every time they showed up. There's trees right there. So what they did was they just put somebody on a railing on a balcony, shot it as a boat, and let me tell you something. That sea captain, the guy that was he was the priest from Amityville Exorcism. That man cannot act his way out of a paper bag. He couldn't act his way into a paper bag. The sea, it's horrible. This area was full and teeming with life, but no more. That's a better performance.
And that was his only line.
That's it.
One line. Oh, you can't forget about the fact that the helper cannot shoot a gun worth the flip.
You, the audience, are going to be the shark. And Prime is now going to demonstrate how this man shot the gun at the shark.
So he picks up the gun.
So you're the backhand, and they're the shark.
You're the shark.
Okay.
I have a gun. I want to shoot you. But I want to shoot over here, and over here, above you, and below you. And completely miss the damn shark.
Oh, and we never figure out, is the shark size? Or is it
huge.
gigantic?
You never know.
Because you never know. Other than that, I mean, and it's just, the acting's wrong. They convey, oh God, they had those stupid establishing shots. Like, we see you two getting into the car.
We see you inside the car.
We know that you're leaving because you're getting into a car. So, to all directors out there who are going to make these mega blockbusters and we're going to have to review them someday, don't show the key going in the ignition. Don't show them turning the key. That close-up shot that you want to let people know that action done can simply be done by placing the camera outside, letting them get in the car, and start the car and drive off. We don't need to see it. It's just like those people who make movies and they insist on showing somebody turn the knob of the door.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's building suspense,
don't do it.
It's not worth it because it just makes your movie look stupid.
And why do they always have to do the close-ups of every character?
I don't know.
Every 5 seconds.
I don't know. Like, okay, so I also understand, like, okay, so like the electrician, or the phone guy. The phone guy gets killed, okay? He's like the second victim that we know of.
Yes.
Okay, now, the way they go about that is you have them in the lab, and then, oh, something's wrong, we have to fix this. And then all of a sudden you get a shot of something out in the water. It looks like construction equipment. Yeah. Then you see a blank room with 2 guys in it. One guy leaves. The second guy is the phone guy. He's working on something on the wall, and then he gets eaten. Well, I couldn't tell by looking at him that he's phone guy because he's playing on his phone and then hooking a wire up to the wall. I thought he was an electrician.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
So when he dies, and then like a couple minutes later, she picks up the phone, Blondie does, and then she's like, oh, well, Data have engineering problems. Was that to make sure that we knew that he was the phone guy? Because if it was, well, I don't understand why it was even put in there.
Yeah.
We could have just figured it out had you said, hey, the phone's dead.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And what was with the homeless guy?
I don't know. There's like this homeless guy walking around asking for stuff, and then he takes a whiz. We forgot about talking about the homeless guy. He takes a whiz, and he gets eaten by the shark.
Now, what's funny is that he didn't get attacked the first time by the first shark.
I know. So keep in mind, we watch this on Tubi TV. That's Tubi TV. We watch Tubi pretty much every week now. It's a free app that you can get on pretty much every device. We have it on PlayStation 4. Anyway, you can watch tons of movies and everything, including TV and so on. That's our pitch. See, we have to get that out there every time. Hopefully, Tubi will one day like sponsor us because we keep talking about them.
Yes.
But anyway, so we know that we're going to watch commercials because that's the thing with Tubi is every so often you have to watch a commercial. There was one commercial.
Yeah, that's the entire movie.
When we watched Killers, there were 6.
Yeah.
And there were multiple commercials, like 3 at a time or 2 at a time. This one was 1. And it happened 3/4 way through the movie. I actually thought I had fallen asleep. There's a time when I actually made Prime pause the movie, and then we went over everything that had happened, because I was on the couch. I thought I'd fallen asleep and not known it. My point is
Weird.
It's weird. It's really useless as a film.
Well, like I said, the homeless guy did not need to be in that movie. There was no reason for it. And what's funny, I don't know if you saw the sign he was holding.
Yeah, what did the sign say? I didn't see it.
Money signs for LANDSHARK. Why? Who knows? But he would ask for money for like food and something like that. But the sign said, it had money signs and said for LANDSHARK.
They go to an abandoned house because that's where the detector tells them to go. And the detector tells them it's just a dilapidated house that looks like it's being redone. And
what was with the severed arm that was holding a wrench?
yeah, like did the shark get there first, and that's the only part it didn't eat, or the cup that was splattered with blood, and then the glass that had the pink stuff in it.
But there was nothing else. There was
Yeah,
no
I know.
part except for that one severed arm.
The thing about it is, when they go outside, there's another house like right there,
Yeah.
and then later on, when he's turning into a man shark,
There's
there's
another
another house like right over there, and it's got cable. Or some sort of big dish or whatever. I mean,
It doesn't make any sense.
it's like they used. There has to be 5 people total in this movie, and not counting the people making the sharks move. But when your opening shot of your shark is something that's been digitally just like doop, right there, it's horrible. Like for the moment it happens, I didn't even know what it was, other than there's a mark on the. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was supposed to be a fin? Well, they have so much stock footage of the same shark going by, and like this happens to be just like Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, because in that one they had one shot of these sharks going like this.
Yeah.
And what they did was they just would flip it, and like the same sharks were now going like this. And they did that throughout the movie because they only had like enough budget to make one shot of the sharks going like this, and it ruins the premise, because you can suspend your disbelief to a certain extent no matter what.
Yeah.
But when it insults your intelligence, that's when it gets bad. Because when it insulted my intelligence to watch the film, that's when I'm like, okay, I can make fun of this stuff.
I mean, we already knew it was going to be bad.
Oh yeah, from the very big get-go. I mean, LANDSHARK, hello.
And especially whenever it has a 2.3 out of 10 rating.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
So, what you want to rate, Prime?
One fake shark.
I'll do better than that. I'll give it one severed arm holding a wrench for no reason. Why? I mean, just why? Thanks once again, guys, for coming along with us on this experiment. This first film out of all of Shark Month. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that the mouse has gone away and that we don't have to worry about it. Because if it's any worse than what we just watched, I don't know if we can survive another. It's going to be that one's going to be bad. We've already looked at them, so
yeah,
it's going to be pretty bad.
But we have an idea
So
of what's going to be.
But if you've ever seen LANDSHARK, if you own LANDSHARK, or if you go out and buy it, even though we tell you not to, we know some of you. I see you. You're thinking about it. Then please leave a comment down below.
If you have any recommendations for us, just let us know. Comments, Facebook, Twitter, email.
And remember, subscribe if you haven't already. And always, hit that like button right in the face. Tap that bell if you want to be notified the next time we make a video. This has been House of Grey Rabbit, and this was LANDSHARK. Be seeing you.
LANDSHARK. Oh, Walter. LANDSHARK. Honest to God.